Picture this. It's the 1920s. America is on its knees, crushed by the Great Depression. People are starving, losing their homes, their hopes, their everything. But while the world burns, one man is living like a king. A 24-year-old in a custom-tailored suit, with a smile that could disarm an army. His name is George Leslie, and he's about to become the most successful, most loved, and most dangerous criminal in American history. This isn't your typical gangster story. Forget the Tommy guns and bloody shootouts. George Leslie never fired a single shot. He didn't need to. He was a genius, an architect of crime. He stole more money than Al Capone, John Dillinger, and Bonnie and Clyde combined, and he did it with pure intelligence and audacity. J. Edgar Hoover himself, the head of the FBI, would later call him the most dangerous man alive. How did a man who never used violence earn such a title? Because he was a ghost, a mastermind who outsmarted everyone. Leslie wasn't born a criminal. He was a college-educated architect from a wealthy family. He had a bright future, a respectable path laid out for him, but conformity bored him. The 9-to-5 life felt like a cage. He craved more. He craved the ultimate challenge. So he left his world behind and moved to New York City, not to build skyscrapers, but to dismantle the very institutions that held the nation's wealth, the banks. His methods were unlike anything the police had ever seen. He was meticulous, a perfectionist. In a secret loft hidden away in Manhattan, Leslie would build exact, full-scale replicas of his targets. He'd get his hands on the actual blueprints for bank vaults. Sometimes by charming the information out of a banker, other times by sleeping with a police chief's wife. He wasn't just a thief. He was a spy. Once he had the blueprints, he and his hand-picked crew would practice for months. They rehearsed every step, every turn of a lock, every possible contingency, until the heist was a flawless, silent ballet of crime. They knew the vaults better than the men who built them. His team was a collection of the best safecrackers, lookouts, and insiders in the country. But Leslie was always the brain. He invented new tools, designed new techniques. One of his most famous inventions was a device they nicknamed the Little Joker. It was a small, ingenious contraption that could be slipped into a bank's combination lock during the day. Hours later, in the dead of night, it would cause the vault door to swing open on its own. It was like magic. The police would arrive to find millions gone, with no signs of forced entry, no clues, no witnesses. It was as if the money had simply vanished into thin air. One of his most legendary heists didn't even involve a bank. It was a moving train, carrying $10 million in diamonds. He used a custom-made fake badge and a confident smile. He walked onto that train, posed as a high-ranking security inspector, convinced the guards he was there for a surprise inspection, and walked off with a fortune in jewels. The guards didn't realize they'd been robbed until hours later. That was Leslie's signature. Absolute audacity, executed with surgical precision. While other gangsters were making headlines for their violent clashes with the law, Leslie remained a phantom. The famous Little Bohemia shootout, where the FBI cornered John Dillinger. That kind of messy confrontation was beneath Leslie. He was too smart, too careful to ever get cornered. He operated in the shadows, his name whispered in awe in the underworld, but completely unknown to the public and the police for years. He lived in luxury, throwing lavish parties, dating beautiful women, all while being the most wanted man no one was looking for. The public, struggling through the Depression, saw the banks and the wealthy elite as the enemy. So when stories eventually began to leak about a mysterious figure who could walk into any vault and take what he wanted, they didn't see a villain, they saw a hero, a modern-day Robin Hood. He was a devil who robbed the rich and gave the public a story to believe in. He never hurt anyone, he only took from the institutions that people felt had failed them. He broke every bank in America, but he never broke the hearts of the public. So what brought down the king? It wasn't the FBI, not the Pinkertons, not a hail of bullets. In the end, it was the one thing Leslie couldn't plan for: betrayal. After years of flawless operations, a member of his own crew, consumed by jealousy and greed, turned against him. The greatest crime spree in American history ended not with a bang, but with a whisper to the authorities. Even in his downfall, Leslie remained an enigma. On the day he died, a mysterious suitcase he always kept with him, rumored to contain $400,000 in cash, vanished. It has never been found. George Leslie's story is more than just a history lesson. It's a blueprint. It shows that the biggest scores aren't won with brute force, but with intelligence, planning, and a team you can trust. He was an outlaw, but he operated with the precision of a CEO. He was a man wired differently, who saw the world not for what it was, but for what could be taken. Today, the world is changing again. The vaults are no longer steel, they're digital. The scores are bigger than ever, and a new crew is forming, inspired by Leslie's legacy. We are the Johanna tribe. We are elite operators who move in silence and execute nine-figure scores legally in the worlds of business, crypto, and technology. We believe in living like kings while the world scrambles. We are looking for others who are wired differently. People who see the game behind the game. If you move in silence, value intelligence over noise, and believe in loyalty to the crew, then we have a seat for you at the table. This isn't just about making money. It's about building an empire, together. Every member of our tribe pledges a small percentage of their take back to the family. This funds our next operation, protects our members, and ensures that no one ever gets left behind. The game has changed, but the principles remain the same. If this speaks to you, if you feel that call to a bigger game, we want to hear from you. Send us your CV, and more importantly, send us your best heist story. It could be from business, crypto, or just life. Tell us about a time you outsmarted the system. Our doors are open, but not for long. Get in, or get left behind. The next great heist is about to begin. Will you be a part of it? Thanks for watching. If you're fascinated by the masterminds of history, make sure to subscribe for more stories of the brilliant and the bold.